Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode. What I'm about to share with you, television shows won't tell you, and mainstream media won't mention it either. This is a perspective rarely spoken out loud in public life. But trust me, it might drastically change the way you think about money. Today, we're diving into a surprisingly counterintuitive idea, one that's quietly becoming a guiding principle for the smartest people out there. The richer you are, the more frugal you become. That might sound harsh at first. You might think, if I have money, isn't it meant to be enjoyed? I work so hard. What's the point if I can't buy what I want, eat what I want, live the life I want? But today, I want to invite you to look at the idea of frugality from a completely different angle. In fact, I want you to reconsider what it really means to be wealthy. Chapter 1. Why do rich people often seem more restrained? Let's start with a phenomenon you may have seen in real life. Have you noticed that truly wealthy people often dress very simply? A $10 t-shirt, a bag they've used for years. They may not dine in Michelin-starred restaurants, and you might not even guess they're rich at all. And yet, those who constantly show off luxury items, fancy restaurants, and high incomes on social media often just look rich. Is this just a coincidence? Not at all. Behind it lies a powerful financial truth. The truly wealthy are actively managing their cost of living. They're doing something most people never consider. They're detoxing their lifestyle. Chapter 2. You think you're enjoying life, but you're losing freedom. As your income increases, so does temptation. Bigger houses, fancier cars, high-end clothes, luxury vacations, business-class flights, private memberships. At first, it feels like an upgrade. But here's the trap. Once you grow accustomed to a high-cost lifestyle, you become high-maintenance. And whether you realize it or not, you begin to lose your freedom, bit by bit. You might no longer dare to quit your job because your mortgage, car payments, and credit card bills need constant income. You fear getting sick because a temporary break means income drops while your expenses stay the same. Your anxiety builds, not because you're poor, but because your lifestyle depends on continuous high income. This is what we call the side effects of wealth. Chapter 3. A different kind of poverty, as someone once said. Wealth without independence is just another kind of poverty. It's painfully accurate. You might earn a fortune, but if your lifestyle requires you to work non-stop, if you can't afford to rest or slow down, you're not free. And you're not truly wealthy. Frugality, then, becomes a form of resistance, not living miserably, not rejecting all enjoyment, but ensuring your lifestyle's growth is always far behind your wealth's growth. In other words, you earn more and more, but you don't spend proportionally more. That's the path to true financial freedom. Chapter 4. The cost of lifestyle. Inflation. Let's be more specific. What is lifestyle inflation? Imagine you earn $3,000 a month, then start renting a luxury apartment in the city. At $5,000, you upgrade your car. At $10,000, you take on a mortgage, fly business class, and go on international shopping trips. Seems logical, right? More money, better life. But here's the catch. Once you adopt that lifestyle, you have to maintain it. And that means longer work hours, more stressful jobs, less time for yourself, less freedom to rest if your income suddenly stops. Even for a short while, the whole system collapses, because what you've built is not a life you need, but one you can't afford to lose. You become a captive of your own lifestyle. Chapter 5. Psychological fragility is worse than the bills. The deeper danger is psychological. It's incredibly hard to go backward. Once you're used to expensive living, going back to simplicity feels like a personal failure. You begin to tie your self-worth to your spending power, what you wear, what you drive, where you live. If you can't keep it up, you feel lost. Am I a failure? Am I no longer valuable? That's the scary part. Not that you're truly broke, but that you believe you can't live without those things. Chapter 6. Wealth is not for spending, it's for choosing. So let's ask the real question. What is the purpose of money? Most people think it's for consumption, for luxury, for showing off. But the wise know, money is for choices. Money lets you choose to work or to rest, to walk away from toxic people, or stay in a space you love, to explore passions or spend more time with your family. Money is not the goal, it's a ticket to a life where you choose. Sadly, many people never use that ticket. They chain themselves with it instead. Chapter 7. The rich spend less, by choice. So what are those frugal rich people actually doing? They're not stingy. They just know where not to spend. They follow a core logic. I don't want my lifestyle to get so heavy that I can't move freely. They refuse to be tied down by mansions, luxury brands, or status symbols. Before spending, they ask, do I really need this? Am I spending for joy, or to fill a void? They prefer to spend on life expansion and happiness simplification, learning new skills time with loved ones, supporting causes they care about, taking on low-income but high-meaning jobs. That's how you use money to buy freedom. Chapter 8. How can we build this mindset? So how can ordinary people develop this way of thinking? Here are a few key strategies. Actively resist lifestyle inflation. Don't let your spending habits upgrade by default. Keep income growth and spending growth separate. Practice mental downsizing. Ask, what if my stocks crash by 50%? What if I lose my job for 6 months? Preparing mentally helps you remain calm when life gets rough. Stay grounded. Remember, you're still a regular person, just with more options. Don't let money distort your worldview. Increase life variety, lower happiness cost. Find joy in things that don't cost much. Walks, books, connection. Learn to live richly without spending richly. Chapter 9. The scarcity of choice and the freedom to waste. Here's a paradox. Money is infinite, but choices are not. You have 24 hours a day, no matter how rich you are. Every decision you make closes the door on another. The most limited resources are not cash, but time, attention, and decision power. Many people waste these by living on autopilot, letting ads, social pressure, or algorithms decide for them. But the richer you are, the more frugal you become, is actually a way to fight back. It says, take back your choices. Don't do what others expect. Do what you truly want. Final thoughts. Don't let money control you. The truly wealthy aren't the ones who spend the most. They're the ones who control money, use it to create options, and design lives of freedom. The richer you are, the more frugal you become, is not stinginess, it's clarity. Clarity to focus on what truly matters. Clarity to live unchained from material expectations. If you want true wealth, maybe it starts by being just a little more intentionally frugal today. Thanks for listening. I hope this episode gave you a new perspective on money. See you next time.